Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I'm gonna be smoking my Stanwell H.C. Andersen churchwarden pipe. It's an estate pipe that I refurbished some time ago, and I just made a video about the process of polishing your pipes on a bench grinder and to see the difference you can add in a dull and matte looking pipe. And this is the pipe, how it looks when I'm done polishing in a 3-stage polish: coarse, fine and wax. So be looking out for that video if I uploaded it already, or it will be coming up. Before this pipe was refurbished, this is the only churchwarden pipe that I have in my collection of the H.C. Andersen pipes from Stanwell that I'm smoking out of. The reason that I'm smoking out of it because it has a little bit of a crack here, so it's not fit for my long-term collection. Pipe has no issues at all, but I would rather smoke it instead of how to say it. Sometimes I'm smoking out of the pipes in the not best condition because I'm also a collector, if that makes sense. So this is the churchwarden pipe that I'm enjoying and smoking out of. It's from the Danish production of H.C. Andersen pipes. Pipes are still produced today with the double stem in various finishes. I think we are on 7th or 8th line of Stanwell pipes, but the Danish design ones are good smoking pipes, but has no collection value for me. I'm sticking to the Danish ones prior to 2009. Anyways, what we're going to be smoking is a tobacco that I picked up yesterday from a fellow guy that actually watches my YouTube channel. So if you're watching the video, thanks for the trade yesterday, and I hope you will enjoy the video of me smoking the tobacco that I picked up from you yesterday. It's the W.O. Larsen limited edition tobacco from 2025, Nordic Classic premium tobacco. And from the tin, it says that it's mini cube cut tobacco with a full-bodied blend of air-cured toasted burley and aged mature Virginia tobacco. And I don't really know how it's topped or cased, but I guess that will be something will be added to it. So it's like in this Nordic kind of Nordic theme with these Vikings and such. What I was surprised about when I first opened the tobacco yesterday is how it's cut, even though I was reading that it's cube cut, which I haven't come across before. But I was kind of surprised to see that it's a cut or a flake that is cut into cubes, so it looks more or less like dog food, because it's like very small bricks that are very condensed. So it's like you cannot rub them out, but they are kind of cut out in cubes. And I tried the first bit of it yesterday, and the flavor was absolutely perfect. It's a little bit moist, and also it's a little bit hard to get lit. But when you first get it going, it's like a flake. So then eventually it goes good. But it's hard to get lit in the beginning. It's easy to put into a bowl because it just fills up, because the pieces are so small. So you can just kind of roll the tobacco into the bowl. And it packs very tightly. So there we go. Let's try it out. It's like small flakes in itself. small cuts of plug, like I'm filling the pipe with 35 small cuts of plug tobacco. So you have to spend some time to get it going at first, and then when the small pieces are burning, it works out great. There we go. So my only issue with this churchwarden pipe is that because of the curve and where the bowl is drilled into the briar, it kind of has a spot here and here where the amount of briar on the sides are getting thinner, the walls are getting thinner. So the tobacco is burning directly down, but you have this curve here. So you get some hot spots where I would expect that if you are a very heavy, a guy that really puffs hard and induces a lot of heat, this is a kind of pipe that has a weak spot for burn throughs. And I can feel that this pipe, particularly with my cadence, normally my pipes do not overheat at all, but this pipe, no matter what I do at my normal cadence, I get a very, very hot bowl, especially because it kind of narrows down. So it has kind of a built-in flaw because of this shape, but the shape is very comfortable to smoke out of. And the good thing is that you have a long stem, so you have a very cool smoke going into your mouth and a very pleasant smoking experience. But the ball itself gets very hot, but the smoke doesn't. So it's kind of a good and bad thing going on. And I suspect if you were smoking this with a short stem that I never do, that you might have some overheating going on. But I really enjoy to smoke out of this pipe. The ball just have to be controlled heat-wise. Right out of the gate, this has a very appealing flavor. I'm not detecting the burley at first. But I am detecting the Virginia and what I normally taste when I'm smoking Virginia. It's a very clean taste, very smooth and round, no bites, nothing harsh. The churchwarden pipe also helps with the smoothness. And I'm detecting some kind of top flavor for sure. There's something sweet going on. But I'm not detecting a top flavor like there's a taste added to it. It's more in the way of, let's say, Virginia number 1 from McBaron, where you detect that the tobacco is fairly sweet, for some even overly sweet, to an extent where you notice that the tobacco is sweetened on top of the tobacco being sweet itself. So what I'm trying to say is that you have some artificial sweetness in this, but it works very great together with the natural taste of the tobacco. So some people will smoke this and probably not suspect that this tobacco is heavily cased or even topped. but I think it is. But it's well made because you don't detect it, which is for me the bullseye. If you can enhance the flavor to a point where it enhances it without you noticing it, that you are enhancing it, if that makes sense. It goes hand in hand with the tobacco flavor from the leaves itself. And the retrohale, you have a lot of sweetness coming through. So I must say I'm kind of positive and positively surprised with this tobacco. The tinnies have an explanation here. V.A. Larsen was established 160 years ago in the heart of the Vikings kingdom of Denmark. To celebrate the beginning of each new year, V.A. Larsen releases the edition tin. The tobacco blend is carefully selected and is produced in a limited quantity. So that just explains how they do a limited production each year. What I sometimes don't like about the limited editions is that for being able to sell the limited edition tobacco, you have to come up with something new that is interesting for the whoever is going to buy it. There should be a reason for trying it because it's limited. So if it's just what everything else is kind of tasting like, why would you even buy it? And therefore often it becomes like an aromatic tobacco with some kind of weird taste. But this is, I think, what is the interesting thing about this tobacco is the way that it's cut, because it's very unusual. The taste is nothing special, but it tastes really great. But the overall experience comes from a nice tin that you are unpacking and the strange cut of the leaf that you're experiencing. So you get a very limited edition feel when you're smoking this. And I think the artwork and how it's presented goes very well hand in hand with how it tastes. So overall, I say this is a winner. It's also a tobacco that I think would be nice to have a tin of in your pipe cellar, since I think this will age perfectly with no issues, because it's not a heavily topped aromatic that would decrease over time. Very interesting blend. Still searching for the burley. It kind of melts together with the Virginia. It could also be because the way that the blend is made, it's probably made into a block that is matured and fermented together. So the taste from the barley together with the Virginia is kind of melding together into its own thing, which makes it harder to detect when you're tasting what. Instead, you have a mix going hand in hand, so you have a well blended, balanced taste. But for me, what comes through the most is the straight Virginia. That is what I'm detecting, at least. I would for sure recommend this if you can get your hands on it. When I looked yesterday online, most places in Germany where they sell a lot of this was already sold out. So you might have to search for it if you're lucky to get your hands on the thing. Which I guess is exactly why it's interesting for them to have these limited editions, because it creates some hype around your brand to get your hands on whatever is limited, which is good. I wish we had more limited production of pipe tobacco in Denmark, but it's so difficult because the regulations makes it more or less impossible to make it worth doing limited releases, because there's so much cost involved with the labeling and such, and the regulations. So I can only say good things about this. Anyways, today is another nice early March spring day with some sunny weather and around 14 degrees, which is very nice and warm for the Danish spring weather. And I'll spend the day collecting and chopping some firewood that I got a good deal for, not so far from where I live, so I'll spend the time sawing and chopping that wood and bringing that home. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.